What's up YouTube? So we're on to our passing and awareness part 5. Still working on the brain. I'm going to do a bit more discussion today around why we bring the brain into it, why we discuss it, why we work on it. So this first part, there's going to be 2 stages. Stage 1 is going to be just a little touch up on what we did yesterday. Slightly different layout today because we're not working on the grass because it's extremely muddy because of the bad weather we've had lately. So I might be slightly off shot passing the ball into Alfie, but you should still be able to hear me. So to start off with, we're going to touch up on what we finished off in part 4 yesterday, and we'll move on to stage 2. Centre of the box. Blue. Ball to me first. White. Red. Ball to me. Don't pass from the ball, I can't give it back. Good. Yellow. On your toes. White. Red. Yellow. Blue. Okay, hold it there. 2 seconds. Okay, so a few more mistakes today, and it's all down to just tempo, okay? Alfie's not on his toes, he's trying to stand still a bit too much, so he's making it harder for himself. And that's the most important thing that I discussed yesterday. If you don't pick the tempo up and get your timing and your rhythm going, it's really hard to do this type of thing, okay? And it all comes down to, it's just literally jogging on the spot, okay? That's what we mean by on your toes. So, why work the brain in a game of football? So, quick reactions, build your confidence. You know, to yourself, you're thinking, I can get there, I can do that, I can create this space. Okay, so that's why we're working on the brain. Okay, decision making. Okay, there's a lot of players that start playing or they go up to a higher level and I think, you know, the confidence is in there thinking, I don't want to make a mistake, frightened of it's not going to work, people are watching me, what if I fail? Okay, that's why we work on the brain. That confidence needs to be there. If you don't make mistakes, you're not trying hard enough, in my opinion. I mean, human beings, we're not robots. We're not programmed to be perfect in everything. We're programmed to make mistakes and learn from it. And that's one of these exercises is perfect for that. Okay, so timing. Okay, so when do I go? When do I stay? When do I run? Where do I move? All comes into play. Okay, that's what we're working on the brain. We're going to move on to a bit of scanning now. So why do we scan? So you've had a look. There's a player there. There's one to be. Alfie's behind me. Okay. In a split second, as Alfie's just done, he's gone. So if I take the ball and go to run, I might run straight into him. Okay, because he's gone. So the picture might change all the time. It will change thousands and thousands of times throughout a game. Believe me, it's true. So don't just scan and assume that it is what it is. It changes all the time. So when we say have a positive scan, we take a look. Alfie was just there, he's gone again. I've looked and I know he's over there. I now know he's coming back because I've checked again. Just silly little things like that, which make a massive difference. Okay, if you're defending, massively important. If you've got a really good striker or just a forward in general, and they will find ways of losing you off the ball. Okay, and that's why you find the best players in the world, like Sergio Aguero, for example. He can't mark him because he's constantly moving, constantly shifting. When he does get the ball, he's quick with his feet, he knows how to break lines, and he will shoot from absolutely anywhere, and it's all down to the way he plays, okay? So, not just with defending, but interception, okay? If Alfie's running with the ball and I'm watching him, I might be able to take it off him when he's not expecting it. I might be able to make a move or a run in front or behind him, okay, and intercept in that way. So when he changes direction, I'm there and I'm ready. When we talk about that arms distance, okay, especially if you're defending or you're trying to intercept anyone, you know, can you be close enough? Do you need to be close enough? You might not need to be, but all these are things that you need to consider, and it all comes down to a basic thing. It's just using your eyes, okay, just checking all the time, okay. So if you don't check, how do you know how to react? That's the biggest point to this, okay? You always need to check. If you don't check, how can you react? If you react at the last minute, you might be lucky 2 times out of 10, okay? Can't really play a game on that. A game, you know, there is a lot of luck in a game, but if you do basic stuff like just checking, you can eliminate a lot of that, okay? So we're now moving on to stage 2, which is checking the scan. So what we're looking for here is your check, your scan, but then you're going to check that scan to see if something's changed. And the way we're going to do this is, I've got 4 colours here: red, white, blue, yellow. Okay, ignore the pink ones for now. So what I'm going to do is, I'll have these colours in my hand. Alfie's going to be doing some footwork by the pink cones, and I'm going to hold a colour out without telling him. And when he sees that colour, he's going to dribble the ball over to that colour, turn, go back, and we'll start again. Okay, we'll just give you a quick demonstration. So I'm going to stand here now. Yeah, you're going to be here with the ball. You're just going to be doing some footwork with it, just moving the ball around. Yeah, okay, move it around, and you're going to keep checking over. Just check the colour. Okay, you're going to dribble the ball to that colour. You're going to do the turn. You're going to come back, and you're going to go again. I'm going to keep changing the colour. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, so when you're ready, off you go. Keep going. Good. Make sure the ball's under control. Okay, you let the ball get away from you. It's important you keep the ball at your feet. Keep going. You see, what you're doing now is you're stopping the ball so you can look. Okay, you want the ball at your feet all the time. Good. Well done. Good. Okay, hold it there. So, as you can see, very difficult, okay? There's times when Alfie loses the ball because he's too busy checking. Okay, I'm just trying to get through to you now that the most important thing is, Alfie, listening? Most important thing is that you've got the ball at your feet, yeah? You wouldn't run around a pitch and lose the ball just because you're checking your shoulder, would you? No, so keep the ball at your feet. If there's no colour there, it doesn't matter, okay? Keep the ball at your feet. Do loads of little skills and turns. If you hold the colour out, then you go for it, okay? So it's really good, this one is, but you've got to make sure that, you know, they've got the ball at the feet all the time, because if they turn round and go for the colour and the ball's rolled off because they're too busy looking, that's not the whole point. The whole point of this session is checking the scan, but they've got to have the ball ready, because what's the point in going to the colour if you don't have the ball, okay? Because that's your target zone. With regards to if you don't have colours, I can't really do anything about left and right, because there's no verbal commands to this one. It's a visual one. So the only thing I can suggest is, if you've got an object of some sort and you've got 2 of them, I don't know, like 2 spoons, for example, 2 cushions. I know it sounds silly, but if you've got 2 objects of some sort, you can put one on the floor by the marker and one in your hand, just something like that. You can even draw pictures, you can even cut out some coloured paper or something like that. I'm quite lucky, you know, I've got a lot of equipment being a head coach, but, you know, not everyone is. But this one, there's no verbal commands, it's all visual. So I'll give you another demonstration and we'll see how, have a little chat to see how Alfie gets on. Okay, you ready? So the most important thing is that you keep the ball at your feet. Good. Good, so you got to check. Not easy, it's good. Well done. Can you do a turn when you get to one of the markers? That's another little challenge now. Can you do a turn? Okay? So just an L, backwards L shape, or a chop or something, and then go back and start again. Good. towards that marker. I want to see a little turn now every time you go up to a marker. Good, well done. You do a turn. Good. Good. Good, okay, take a rest. Well done, Alfie, 30 seconds. Okay, so as you can see, this one is not easy. I don't care what level of ability you're at, you will struggle at this one. Right up to professional. You'll probably find a lot of professional players would struggle with this one. Okay, it's really difficult. It's just a good one for switching your senses on. Your balance has got to be right. You know, your posture's got to be right. The way you control the ball, is it inside of your foot, outside? Is it sole rolls? You know, you can change it up, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to implement a few different things, but it's just a really good one to practice, and it doesn't need a lot of equipment, just 4 markers, and you know, you can even have an imaginary game if you're training on your own. You can, you know, put a marker on the floor in each corner, and you can imagine someone's told you that, and you can go out to it and practice it on your own. It's just really good. I don't know if you've noticed why I've got Alfie with his back to me. It's because he's physically got to turn around and check where I am. If I was to make it too easy, I could stand to the side, okay? And it's just to get him off balance, so he's got to check. And as you've seen, as he's checked, he's lost touch of the ball. So for me, as a coach, that's good, because it's something we can work on now, because he now knows if he doesn't keep that ball tight to his feet, the minute he turns and takes himself off balance, the ball's got away from him. So it's something really good to practice. So, like I say, scanning, made you scan, and you're going to check the scan. The reason why you check the scan is the player's moved. The ball might not be in the same situation it was when you've just looked and the player's gone somewhere else with it. You know, if you're hunting for space and you look, okay, and the space there, and you look again, there's no point in going there, there's 2 players there, okay, you know, it's really good for this, okay, it switches on. Me personally, not the best player in the world, but when I used to play, I constantly scanned the pitch. It was just something I always done. I was never really pushed on it by a coach. It's something I always done. I always find space on the pitch. It's just something I always did. Alfie's the same when he plays. If anyone watches Alfie play, you know, he's better than I was, okay? He's always in space. Half the time Alfie plays midfield or as a forward, and he's constantly in space because his natural way is to check the snow and this, I'll stay here. Yes, he goes and engages at times, well, a lot of the time, but he's really, really good at hunting space. It's just a natural thing that comes easy to him. That's just one of his attributes. But for those that don't, and Alfie still can do with a lot more work on it, because, you know, you're never a complete picture, okay? You know, a complete package, sorry. There's always room for improvement. So just keep practicing this one. It's really, really good. So I'm going to give Alfie another round. Same rules apply. 1 minute, 30 seconds break. If you do that 5 times, quick water break, and repeat that 3 times. So it's a 15-minute session. I'll guarantee you this will cause quite a bit of frustration, you know, as Alfie's getting a bit frustrated now, but it's not easy. You know, my philosophy is in football coaching, if we don't challenge the individuals or a team, what is the point? Okay, because you're going to come up against a good player and a good team. You think, well, why are they so good? They might be doing things like this. Okay, this is just another way to amplify and improve yourself. So I'm going to do one more round, and I'll time this one for a minute, and then I'll do a bit more chat with you. Okay, that's it, much better. Okay, don't check until you're comfortable. There's no point in losing the ball. Much better. I like your control now, Alfie. You're paying attention to the control. Well done. Get the ball at your feet. 10 seconds left. Good. Good. Okay. Well done. Well. Okay, you're all finished now. Okay, so as you can see, a bit of frustration there because it's not an easy one at all. It's really difficult, but like I say, it's important to practice the difficult ones because they're the ones that are going to improve your game. So once again, anyone that would like the PDF for all the breakdowns and the simple steps to follow with this and the equipment needed, you've just got to get in contact and register, and I can send that through to you. If you like the content and you're happy with what you've seen, just leave us a comment and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell and you'll get all notifications of all new sessions that come through, which will be one every day this week. Anyone that's got any suggestions that you'd like to challenge me on, so if there's anything you'd like me to put together, I know we're working in a garden with limited equipment, but nevertheless I still like to be challenged. So if there's anyone who'd like me to try and put something together for them to work on, you never know, you might hit on a real golden exercise that other people like. Just let us know.